Hey folks, and I just watched The Rock. No, not the wrestler. No, not the geological formation. The 1996 action movie extravaganza. Yeah, it's got Nicolas Cage and Sean Connery teaming up to break into Alcatraz. So, let's talk about it. Alright, so the plot, there's this general, played by Ed Harris, who steals some chemical weapons and takes over Alcatraz with a bunch of Marines. And his plan? He's gonna launch missiles full of nerve gas at San Francisco unless the government pays him a bunch of money. Yeah, you know, the old hostage-taking madman with a moral compass thing. Classic. So, what does the government do? They send in an elite Navy SEAL team assigned to infiltrate and disable Harris. Cage joins him as the FBI biochemical specialist assigned the task of disarming the warheads. Who has never seen a gun, by the way? And the only man who can get them in to do their respective jobs is an aging British intelligence agent who has been incarcerated for 30 years or so by the government that now needs his help. And that is, of course, Connery's John Mason. Let's talk about Nicolas Cage. Now, Cage plays Stanley Goodspeed. Yeah, that's his name. Goodspeed. Real subtle. He's a chemical weapons expert, which is Hollywood's way of saying, this guy knows how to yell scientific jargon while sweating profusely. Anyway, Cage is doing his usual thing, yelling random lines and acting like he's constantly on the verge of a nervous breakdown. Cage gives it his all here. 1 minute he's carefully defusing a bomb, the next he's screaming things like,
how, in the name of Zeus's butthole, did you get out of your cell?
I mean, classic Cage, right? And then there's Sean Connery, who plays John Mason. He is a former SAS operative and the only guy to ever escape Alcatraz. Connery chews the scenery in the best way possible. He's tossing one-liners, punching bad guys, and generally acting like he owns the place. One of the best things about this movie is the odd couple dynamic between Cage and Connery. Cage is the neurotic, inexperienced guy who's completely out of his element, while Connery is the grizzled veteran who's seen it all. It's like watching your awkward cousin team up with your badass grandpa to save the world. Their banter is hilarious, and their unlikely partnership gives the movie some surprising heart. And Sean Connery delivering lines with that incredible accent that makes even nonsense sound profound. The action? Oh, it's crazy. You've got car chases in San Francisco, gunfights in Alcatraz, and people melting from nerve gas. There's this scene where Nicolas Cage shoves a chemical ball of poison into a guy's mouth and punches him in the face. Yeah, that's something I never thought I'd see. And of course, there's a lot of explosions. I mean, Michael Bay directed this, so everything blows up. Cars, buildings, probably the catering truck. It's like Bay thinks fireballs are a character in the movie. The dialogue in this movie is hilarious, but not on purpose. There's this line where Sean Connery says,
I'll do my best.
Your best? Losers always whine about their best. Winners go home and fuck the prom queen.
I mean, what is that? Who talks like that? But then Nicolas Cage responds with, Carla was the prom queen. And that's when I realized, yeah, this movie is a masterpiece. That line alone is worth the price of admission. So The Rock is absolutely insane, but in the best way. It's got Cage being Cage, Connery being Connery, and Michael Bay blowing stuff up for 2 hours straight. This film also devotes a great deal of time and effort to character development, something that most action movies neglect. This film is definitely underrated and is worth more praise than it has received. If this movie is a little too over the top, then well, I don't know. Maybe try something a little more grounded, like My dinner with Andre. Alright, that's it for me. Go check out The Rock. Or don't. I mean, I'm not your parole officer. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell. I'll see you next time, unless I'm busy breaking out of Alcatraz with Sean Connery. Take care.
Time. Hey, what about Mr. Henderson's head?